Tonight I am with two very special people who have a very romantic story. 60 years of marriage. I can't believe it. I'm here with George and Gwen. Good evening.
Thank you, dear.
Good evening.
Thank you.
So I'm going to ask you a few questions. Where did and when did you first meet?
It was a Sunday evening. I was taken down to meet George by my sister's boyfriend, who actually was George's younger brother, and he wanted me to meet him. So he took me down to 201 Derby Street, and there was George, living with his sister at the time. And, well, it was more or less a blind date.
Right. And what did you think, George?
Well, I said to her, because I was handicapped a little bit with my leg, and I said, well, if you want to come with me, I'm going to cross into the pub for a drink, and so you can come if you want.
And which pub was that?
Prince Alfred.
In Derby Street?
That's right.
Fantastic. What was your first drink, Gwen?
A Truman's Stout. Ben Truman, it's called.
The Truman Stout it was.
Truman Stout.
Lovely. How you can remember these details is amazing.
It was the first time I'd ever been in a public house.
Wow. So a whole new experience for you.
Yes, it was. Yes, very much so. Yeah.
Lovely. So were you working at the time, Gwen, when you met George?
Yes, I worked at Smith's Installations in Uxbridge Street, where I started when I was 14, left school at 14. And there I stayed until after I was married and was having my son.
Right. And what about you, George? Where were you working?
The brewery, Bass, electric cooperage.
Right.
That was where they made the barrels.
Yeah. And how long had you worked for them?
19 years.
So a true Burton boy, basically. So you got married on the 14th of February 1953.
That's right, yes.
60 years ago.
Yes.
On the 14th,
that's
lovely.
Right.
And you have how many children?
Two.
Two children?
Two, yes. Graham and Pamela.
Lovely. Yeah. And they have gone on to have children themselves?
They have, yes. Graham's got 2 sons, Pamela 2 daughters.
So you've got 4 grandchildren.
I have, yes.
Lovely, that's really nice.
Yes.
So take us back to your wedding then. Can you remember how many people came to your wedding, for instance?
Not so many, no. My mum's family, more or less. And of course my sister and Ted, George's brother, were witnesses.
Right.
And then we went to have a luncheon at Bailey's. It was more or less a cake and delicatessen at the top of High Street.
Right, okay.
It was similar to a bird shop.
Yes, yeah.
It was called Bailey's. And we had a luncheon there, and then in the evening we had people, my mum's friends and family,
lovely,
where we lived.
Exactly. Well, times were hard in those days.
Very much so, yes.
Yeah. And where did you go for your wedding night, George? Can you remember that?
Stayed at my mother's.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could tell you something.
Perhaps we better not now.
Don't.
So you've lived here for a great many years.
We have about 48, no, probably 47 years.
Crikey, that is a long time.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So I understand you like travelling as well?
Yes, we have. Yes, we've been to America several times. Because George liked music and jazz, and my sister's husband did, so we went to New Orleans to the jazz festival.
Fantastic. What an experience that must have been.
It was great.
Yeah.
Most Februaries we spent 2 weeks in Benidorm, where we had our silver wedding anniversary there.
Right.
And we had our ruby wedding there, and also our golden wedding. And on our golden wedding, we were in the hotel, and it was late afternoon, and we had a phone call in the room, and the receptionist said, "Oh, could you come down to the desk?" And George said, "I bet this is a bouquet." But when we got there, down to the desk, who should be there but Dave and Pam and the girls.
Oh, fantastic.
And they'd come
as
over
a surprise.
as a surprise.
Oh, that's
And
lovely.
they were in the hotel opposite.
Oh, and you knew nothing about
Nothing
it
at all.
Oh.
Nothing at all.
That is nice. Lovely.
So, but we'd already arranged to renew our wedding vows the next day on our anniversary.
Oh, fantastic.
Because we'd been to the local church service which they used to have in the hotels on a Sunday, and the vicar who took the service, he was in English, and he did mention Valentine's Day, and he said if anyone would like to renew their vows, I would be pleased to take them for them. So we put our names forward with 4 more couples.
Yeah.
So
oh, that was so
it was
special.
lovely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how you've done all these wonderful things throughout your married life.
Yeah.
What's the secret of your success? Everyone's going to want to know this.
Well, I think perhaps I do the organising and he follows suit.
You say contentment.
Yeah,
That's what I put
he
it
says
down
contentment.
to. I say contentment.
Yeah.
And you
yeah.
don't argue.
No, we have
We
differences
do
of
have a
opinion.
difference of opinion.
It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you both
Thank
this
you.
evening.
Thank you.
You truly are made for each other. You're a lovely couple.
Yeah.
And, 60 years, what's next? 70.
Oh, yes.
It won't be long.
It won't be long.
No.
And, keep going the way you are.
Hopefully.
Fantastic.
As long as our health,
Yeah.
hangs out and.
Yeah, definitely. So have you got any messages for the for anyone that's watching this?
Well, we hope that Graham and my sister in Spain will be able to see us. Well, Graham and his wife and my sister and husband. And also I've got a grandson who's over in Australia. And my friend and her husband, they're in Australia. So I'm hoping that they will be able to see us.
They'll be able to watch
Yeah.
this, won't they?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm sure they have plenty of good wishes for you.
Oh, yeah, yes, I'm sure they will.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, as I say, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
indeed for allowing us into your home this
Thank
evening.
you, dear. Thank you.
Thank you.